Hello and welcome everyone. Myself Mijanur Rahaman, and today my topic of discussion is Introduction to Endocrinology. Today we will discuss about the cell-to-cell signaling, chemical messenger, endocrine glands, and the methods of study to endocrine glands, hormones, and endocrine disorders. Let us introduce. All the physiological activities of the body are regulated by the two major systems. One is nervous system and one is endocrine system. These two systems interact with one another and regulate the body function. This section deals with the endocrine system and nervous system will be discussed later. Now cell to cell signaling. Cell to cell signaling basically refers to the transfer of information from one cell to another cell. It is called cell signaling or intercellular communication. The communication between two cells. The cells of the body communicate with each other through some chemical substances called chemical messengers. Now, chemical messengers. What are chemical messengers? Chemical messengers are those substances which are involved in cell signaling. These messengers are mainly secreted from endocrine glands, and some chemical messengers are also secreted by nerve endings and the cells of the several other tissues. All these chemical messengers carry the message or signal or information from the signaling cell or controlling cell to the target cells. The messenger substances may be the hormones or hormone-like substances. Now, classification of the chemical messengers. Generally, the chemical messengers are classified into two types. One is classical hormone secreted by endocrine glands, and one is local hormone which are secreted by other tissues. However, the chemical messengers are classified into four types. One is endocrine messenger, one is paracrine messenger, one is autocrine messenger, and one is neurocrine messenger. So, what are those endocrine messengers? Endocrine messengers are those classical hormones which are defined as chemical messenger, which are synthesized by the endocrine glands and which helps to transport to the target organs or tissues by blood. Example like insulin, growth hormone, etc. Then paracrine messengers. Paracrine messengers are those chemical messengers which diffuse from the control cell to the target cell through the interstitial fluid. Some of these substances goes through the directly to the neighboring cell or target cell through the gap junction. Such substances are called juxtacrine messenger or local hormone. Examples prostaglandins and histamine. Autocrine messengers. Autocrine messengers are those chemical messengers which control the source cell which secrete them. So, these messengers are called intracellular chemical mediators. Example, leukotrienes. Autocrine messenger generally signal itself to secrete that product. Neurocrine or neural messenger. Neurocrine or neural messengers are neurotransmitters and neurohormones. What is neurotransmitter? Neurotransmitter is an endogenous signaling molecule that carries information from one nerve cell to another nerve cell or muscle to another tissues. Example, acetylcholine and dopamine. Neurohormone. Neurohormone is also a chemical substance that is released by the nerve cell directly into the blood and transported to the distant target cell. Example, oxytocin, antidiuretic hormone, and hypothalamic releasing hormones. Some of the chemical mediators act as more than eight chemical messengers. For example, noradrenaline and dopamine function as a classical hormone as well as neurotransmitters. Similarly, histamine acts as a neurotransmitter and paracrine messengers. Now the diagrams. Endocrine messenger, the cell of the endocrine gland which secretes some product or hormone. This hormone goes throughout the blood and generally goes to a target cell for their act. Then autocrine, it signal itself to release the same product. Then paracrine, signaling cell to target cell, but messenger diffuses through interstitial fluid. Then paracrine messenger but juxtacrine messenger, signaling cell and target cell, they are very close, but product goes through the gap junction. Then neurocrine messenger, neurotransmitter and neurohormone. Then endocrine glands. Endocrine glands are the glands which synthesize and release the classical hormone into the blood. Endocrine glands are also called ductless gland because they do not contain any drugs. Because as they do not contain any duct, they release their product into the blood and the blood transport these products to their target cell. Endocrine glands play an important role in homeostasis and control various other activities in the body through their hormones. Hormones are transported by blood to target organs or tissues in different parts of the body where the action are executed. The major endocrine glands, hormones secreted by endocrine glands, we will know in the later section of another video. Now, methods of study. How to study a endocrine gland? First of all, functional anatomy. At first, you have to know the position or situation, then division of parts, histology, blood supply, nerve supply, then function. Hormones secreted by which hormones are secreted by this gland, action of each hormone, and then evidence to support the functional of the gland, effects of the expiration or removal of the gland, effects of the administration of or extract of the hormonal of the gland, then clinical observation. Now we will observe the glands. In the head there is pineal gland, pituitary gland. In the neck, thyroid, parathyroid. In the chest, thymus. In the above the kidney, adrenal. Below the stomach, pancreas, and ovary in case of female and testis in case of male. Now, hormones that are secreted by major endocrine glands. Anterior pituitary generally secrete growth hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone, adrenocorticotropic hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, prolactin. Posterior pituitary, ADH or antidiuretic hormone or vasopressin and oxytocin. Thyroid gland, thyroxine, trihydrothyrronine, and calcitonin. Parathyroid gland, parathormone. Pancreas or islets of Langerhans, insulin, glucagon, stomach, somatostatin, pancreatic polypeptide. Adrenal cortex from zona glomerulosa, mineralocorticoid, aldosterone, and 11-deoxycorticosterone. From zona fasciculata, the glucocorticoids are released like cortisol and corticosterone. And from the zona reticularis, the androgenous sex hormone are released: androgen, estrogen, progesterone. Adrenal medulla, catecholamines, and adrenaline, noradrenaline, and dopamine are released from these hormone glands. Now, testes secrete testosterone, dihydrotestosterone, androstenedione, and ovary, estrogen and progesterone. Hormones secreted by other organs like thymus, thymosin, and thymin. Pineal gland, melatonin. Kidney, erythropoietin, thrombopoietin, renin, calcitriol, prostaglandins. Heart, arterial natriuretic peptide, brain natriuretic peptide, C-type natriuretic peptide. Placenta, human chorionic gonadotropin hormone, human chorionic somatotropin, and estrogen and progesterone. Local hormones. What are the local hormones? Prostaglandin, prostacyclin, lipoxin, leukotriene, acetylcholine, serotonin, histamine, heparin, bradykinin, etc. Then regulation of the activity of the gland by the endocrine glands, by other factor, and by feedback mechanism. Now the applied physiology. Disorders due to hyperactivity of the gland and hypoactivity of the gland. So these are the way to study a endocrine gland and the hormones. Now we will know how to study the hormones. Hormones are usually studied as follows: source of secretion, gland as well as the cell that secrete that hormone, chemistry, half-life, synthesis and metabolism, action, mode of action, regulation of secretion, and applied physiology. Disorder due to hypersecretion and hypersecretion of that hormone. What is the half-life of the hormones? Half-life is defined as the time during which half the quantity of a hormone, drug, or any substances is metabolized or eliminated from circulation by biological process. It is also defined as the time during which the activity or potency of a substance is decreased to half of its initial value. Half-life is also called biological half-life. Half-life of a hormone denotes the elimination of that hormone from circulation. And study of endocrine disorder. How to study the disorders? First of all, we have to know the cause, then sign and symptom, and syndrome. Causes means what? Endocrine disorder may be due to hyperactivity or hypoactivity of the concerned gland. Secretion of hormones increases during hyperactivity and decreases during hypoactivity. Sign and symptom. A sign is the feature of a disease as detected by the doctor or physician during the physical examination. So it is the objective physical evidence or objective symptom of disease found by the examiner. Examples of signs are yellow coloration of skin and mucous membrane in jaundice, paleness in anemia, enlargement of liver, etc. A symptom is the feature of a disease felt by the patient himself. So it is a subjective evidence or subjective symptom perceived by the patient. In simple words, it is a noticeable change in the body experienced by the patient. Example: fever, itching, swelling, tremor, etc. Then syndrome. Syndrome is combination of signs and symptoms associated with a disease which occur together and suggests the presence of a certain disease or the possibility of developing the disease. Example: Stokes-Adams syndrome and syndrome of inappropriate antidiuretic hormone hypersecretion. So this is for now. Do like, share and subscribe to my channel and suggest me in which topic you want the next video. Thank you for watching.